some people who prefer to do private sales would reply to you in this way. They would say, well, that's fine and all, but I don't need anybody to tell me what's going on because I can do all this stuff myself. I can do this all myself. I can call up the seller myself if I was the private buyer, or I could call the buyer myself if I was the private seller. I don't need anybody to be a messenger. I don't need anybody to be someone who just transmit messages and information. What would you say to people like that?
Well, I think you went a little beyond, above that. I mean, it wasn't just that. I mean, if we were talking the house we bought had a problem. It had a big problem.
Which we're not going to get into deep specifics about that, but yes,
but
right.
We figured out the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because you were on top of the problem. Most people would have gone, forget it. It's too much to deal with.
Francine, do you feel that way as well?
Yeah. I felt like we were in good enough hands that we could handle this.
And most importantly, the problem was solved the way we wanted it to be solved.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was solved to our satisfaction.
But I think where Mike's getting, it's the communication that's really important too, right? Like that
Okay.
was, we were communicating with you with us on a daily basis. And that I think is important when you're dealing with a realtor is, that communication, you can't undermine that, that's very important. And
Would you say that was especially important because of our unique circumstances?
yeah, but I think in any circumstance,
Oh.
I think communication with the realtor on a regular basis is very important. It's such a stressful time in people's lives, buying homes, that it's important to just kind of communicate through it, and so that everybody's put at ease. It's because it can get pretty hairy.
Yes, you're right, Francine. And it happened to all three of us.
Yeah.
And that's normal. Even as a professional, I'm still a human being at the end of the day.
Yes.
And so therefore that can happen to all parties involved in any industry, in any profession, actually.
Yeah.